I'll just be announcing the number during the show itself. Something else I want to go through. If anybody wants to call, like I said, I've got about 10 minutes left of the show, 260-356-2611.
Sherry?
Yeah.
You have John on the line?
All right, put him on.
Well, hello, Sherry. How are you tonight?
Oh, John, how are you?
Oh, excellent. I've been listening to your show, and I must say, tonight's show is one of your very best.
Oh,
You really got that information out there, and it just, the way you presented it tonight, I think some people who were a little confused got it very clearly.
Yeah, that's all I can do is well, I can't talk much, so I can't laugh as much as I normally do. But just trying to get info out because, it was a huge breakthrough this week when he was showing me about Joel. And I've always known the first part, Revelation 9, 1-12, was talking about an alien invasion from space.
Mm-hmm.
But what he showed me was the demonic invasion on the ground, on the earth. That 200 million army, that's completely demonic.
I've seen the biggest change in public acceptance of your message in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Things that people couldn't grasp, they suddenly see, this can happen. I can picture it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's been wild because a lot lately, over the past couple of weeks, people have been sending me confirmations of things that I've said over the last 3 or 4 years, even codes I posted in 2002, that have been confirmed elsewhere. A lot of confirmations coming in. I learn this stuff as I go. I'm not an end-all in prophecy. I'm not stuck in a box. As the Lord teaches it to me, I turn around and tell the people who are listening. And so I'm always open to His leading and direction and prophecy. None of us know it. When I was studying, when I was a sure end-all back in my early 20s, mid-20s, and thought I knew it all, that's what He told me. I didn't know anything. So you have to step back. You have to let the Lord lead you. And once people become receptive to the truth, then their eyes will be open and they'll start being able to see it and recognize it for what it is.
I think that's the whole key to your show, is that you are honest and you present the truth, and there's no pretense. There are very few other broadcasters out there that can say the same thing.
Well, they're end-alls. They know it all. Listen to them. They know it all. They know exactly what's coming. The biggest lesson I learned, and people blasted me up one while down another about the Bible codes, was seeing that things change, that they can change. And so how can we have any one set interpretation when that's one thing I learned from the codes itself, was that events can change.
Mm-hmm.
They can be canceled. They can be delayed. Everything that happens in our future is based on the choices we make now, because we have free will. We're still operating under free will. And so things can change. We know, that these events in Revelation are going to happen, but they don't have to happen. They can happen in different ways, because if one passage alone can be interpreted 2 or 3 different ways, which is the norm for people, they can read something and say, everybody read it a different way. It means it could happen a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And the power of sincere repentance and of sincerely seeking the truth and of God's grace and the gift of salvation are just so powerful.
Yeah. And you know what? Just because something is really going to happen doesn't mean it has to happen in this country.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the whole book of Revelation says upon the whole world. I mean, some places get it worse than others. Unfortunately, what they call America the Great Satan, very prophetic. A lot of it is going to happen here.
Mm-hmm.
We are, I've noticed a lot of people coming to the realization lately that everything about Bush I've been saying over the years is true, that, the United States is Babylon, it's totally sold out to the devil. Our leadership is satanic. The brotherhood that owns the leadership, presidential leadership, and the politicians. I mean, it's just everything I've said. They're finally saying it. I used to get really offended years ago when you'd see the Iranians on TV calling America the Great Satan, and now look at it. And you know what? The prophets of old all prophesied that the Antichrist would arise, would be the leader of Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, some people believe the United States will go down and never make it as Babylon, that Europe will rise as the Babylon. And then there's a couple of candidates in Europe. And it's a viable interpretation. It's not one I run with right now.
No.
You know, because I just don't think they're going to be players, especially if a comet hits the Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
All of Europe, well, the UK would be taken out. And much of our East Coastern cities. And it would destroy them. It would wipe out a coast of ours. It would destroy their whole countries.
Very much so.
Yeah, and so it would pretty much take out Europe as any kind of viable players in the last days. So anything could happen at any time. I just go with what the Lord leads me to do.
With this recent Katrina disaster, I think people are beginning to see how very fragile our life is.
Yeah, and that's what it takes. That's, you know, those are wake-up calls. The Lord allows them. You know, these are judgments from man that He allows. People can say that, you know, it was a hurricane sent from the Lord, and He comes with all this evidence that it wasn't, that it was man-made weapons that caused it.
Mm-hmm.
People need to realize that He uses men to fulfill His judgments, you know. Or He just allows them to do it. He allows them to have their way. And that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to take out New Orleans earlier. It was a practice run earlier in the year. And they came back and got it. I think they'll do the same thing with Houston. I think they're going to come back and get it the second time around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I heard a lot about the one in Houston, about how all the side roads were blocked off so people couldn't escape out of the city out of side roads. They had to stick to the main highways.
That's scary.
In the future, because they will, with machine helicopters, take those cars out, those people out. They'll kill every one of them.
It's really scary. People saw just a little bit on the news and more on the internet about how crowds were handled down there, and it doesn't seem like America.
Yeah, it doesn't. You know, it was implementing a police state. I've been meaning to talk to this one lady who was a believer out in Louisiana that went through it, and was talking about these intimidating black helicopters from FEMA.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do believe these transportation vehicles talked about in Revelation 9 could be these helicopters, and these people are saying, if you even do see the people that are flying them, they don't think they're human.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're soulless. They're just black eyes that stay, you know, there's lights around no one's home.
Mm-hmm.
These are types of beings, bodies that demons could inhabit. And we're going to have 200 million bodies that demons can inhabit. That could be anything from zombies to robotoids to cloned humans.
Well, I hear the music there. I'd better get off and let you finish up here, but God bless you, and I'll be listening next week.
All right, well, thanks for calling in, John.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And then I wrap up the show this week, folks. Keep up to date with what I'm doing at my blogger, SherryShriner.blogspot.com. I keep that updated during the week. And I'll be back next week with more of Satan's plans for the future and how he plans to escape judgment and what he's doing to get out of it. Talk about it next week. I'll see you then. God bless. Good night.